taking all precautions. I am joined by one Robert Sapp, who is gleeful in spite of a crisis. Who is gleeful because he no longer will be subjected towards the brutality of one Tom Brady. Robert Sapp, how you doing tonight?
You doing well. Trying to be healthy and safe, just like you said.
that's all. That's all we could do. Be healthy and safe.
Yep.
We are officially live on my YouTube channel now. I got that situated. If you were looking at my computer screen for the last half minute, I apologize. I had to do some reverse action on my phone. But you can check me out on live right now on my YouTube Real Deal Podcast. We're streaming live, because also streaming live on Blog Talk Radio as well. So you can check me out on those and various other platforms. What are your thoughts on this? First, there are two parts to it. Number one, the part of him leaving. Let's deal with the New England aspect of it before you even get into what the future may lie with both New England and Tampa Bay. But what were your initial thoughts when you found out that Brady was leaving Tampa Bay? Excuse me, leaving New England.
Yeah, actually, my initial thoughts are not suitable for any type of air, so I'm going to keep my initial thoughts to myself. But there's there's a lot going on in the world, so this is sports happiness, and so this is a very happy sports day or sports situation for me, because he's no threat. Well, my thought process is he's no threat in Tampa Bay. And so it's good for no one except maybe the Tampa Bay Buccaneer owners. It's all of those things that we see so many great athletes do at the end of their careers. We can all see how this is going to end for him, but he obviously can't see it or doesn't care. And just wants to play some more. So this is a no-lose situation for me personally, and I would assume any other fans outside of New England, and specifically anybody who is an AFC East fan. For anybody that doesn't know, longtime Buffalo Bills fan, like you said, Brady's tortured the Bills for a very, very long time. So, just in that aspect, just going back just really quickly to the New England Patriots, before you even get there, it just is, this is the end, and everything has to end, but until it does, you don't know how you'll feel about it. So that was the biggest piece of this. Not Brady to Tampa Bay. I honestly didn't care where he went. It was that this thing is finally over. Finally over. That's where I'm at. I'm very happy. New England is very sad, and that makes me even more happier. Of course, in a sports sense.
Yeah, we almost should have saw this coming. I thought he was coming back to New England. But when you look at all the things that have happened basically since 2000, even going back to like
But
2000.
that article came out, that report, not article, the report, ESPN, I forget the reporter, but everybody was like, yada, 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 Patriots will get over it. And of course, they win 2 Super Bowls after that, another
Right.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 loss, 1 win after that. So everybody was just like, everything will be good in there. But ever since that report, I would have to say things have pretty much gone the way that it was described.
Yeah, and you're referencing the Wickersham report, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. So yeah, so it began with that, but even I would even say it began before that. I would say from the time
Of
that
course, it
from the
began before that. Yes.
from the time that Garafolo was drafted and was secretly being groomed to be the next. Nah, I shouldn't say secretly. Well, yeah, before the Kansas City debacle, the famous on the Cincinnati. If you don't know what I'm talking about for our audience, when it was 2014,
Hmm.
2014 season. This is of course this is, now mind you, they had won a Super Bowl in over a decade, right? They get waxed by Kansas City on a Monday night. They fall to 2-2, and Belichick gets these questions about Garafolo. Who's your starting quarterback? And Belichick basically, laughed it off to her speak, and he was like on the Cincinnati. On the Cincinnati. After that, of course, they go on the run. They beat Seattle, so on and so on, and they end up winning from that point on three more Super Bowls. But it began with the Garofalo drafting. Then you get the Wickersham report. Then you get Tom Brady's bringing in his own personal health people, trainers, and other players are using their trainers. Other players around the team using his trainers. Belichick didn't like that. So I mean, there was plenty of evidence if you really look back on it that says that this day was going to happen. But I was of the thought that I didn't believe it until it actually happened. That's where I was at.
Yeah, I mean, I think like the way again, the just pure unadulterated joy in a sports sense for all of this because not only is it over, not only does Tom Brady go to a team that is absolutely no threat. I cannot say that enough. Tampa Bay is no threat at all to do anything. Period. Um, but then this cannot be looked at. No, nobody can spin this any other way that this is a total rebuke of Bill Belichick. Like, there's no other way to spin this. Um, because he chose Tampa Bay over New England, which is hilarious in all all ways. It could be hilarious. He'd rather just go down uh, with a miserable team than to spend one more year with Belichick. That's the only way this can be read.
They're not a miserable team. I'm not gonna go there with you. They're not a miserable team. That team has talent. They're not a miserable team. I know what you're saying when you compare the franchises and the stability from that standpoint. And we
No, no,
don't.
no. I'm not even good. Look, I mean, I'm not even doing that. I mean, me and you could have that conversation another day. Um, you're wrong, of course, but they're not a threat. They're just not a threat. Tampa Bay's not winning a Super Bowl in the next 2 years. Period. End of sentence. And so that's what I mean by threat.
Okay,
Nobody cares if Brady gets them to 9-7, 10
gotcha.
and
Yeah,
six
yeah, yeah. I got.
outside
Okay,
the Tampa
okay.
Bay franchise like that. That the Tampa Bay owners are the only one who cares about this or who will reap any benefits from this.
So who? So you get back. Let's get back to Belichick for a second. So
Mm-hmm.
apparently Tampa Bay, if you haven't seen the contract, it's 2 years, $70 million. It's going to get roughly $30 million a season
Yeah, that was the
versus
starting point.
starting point
30 million a year. Yeah,
versus
yeah, yeah. No,
apparently
that's what that's where it had to start,
right,
especially after Ryan Tannehill's
yeah,
whatever that was.
118 million.
Um,
Yeah, 118 million for four
and
years.
when uh Colts, why am I blanking on his name? Philip Rivers got 1 year, 25
25
million.
million, right?
You're
Yeah,
not gonna take less than Philip Rivers.
no, no,
So it had to start at 30 million.
yeah, yeah, which is fine. I mean, that's Tampa Bay's. They're a franchise. They have to pay that type of money for a 43-year-old quarterback. But
Yep, yep.
going back to New England, New England apparently.
Enjoy that, Tampa Bay. Enjoy that.
Going back to New England, it just sounds like that Belichick just wasn't going to go past a certain number. That this was like
No, I mean, look.
I
Sorry,
think
keep
people
going.
are trying. No, hold on. I think people are trying to make this out to be the Brady Belichick Belichick relationship. I think Belichick is not. I don't see. Bill Belichick is not Bill O'Brien. Okay, I mean by Bill O'Brien, he's not. He's not an emotional. That's not Belichick. Belichick to me is about business, and Belichick. I think Belichick in his mind is saying, I'm not paying this dude $30 to $35 million at his age with my current roster, and I like people want to knock
Yes.
Belichick. I cannot knock Bill Belichick for that. People,
No, no, there's no knocking here. Here's the 3 points on this. Here's the 3 points on this. And for anybody that doesn't know who might be listening to, because I'm a Bills fan, I've the Patriots. I've lived, eat, slept, and breathed the Patriots for the past 20 years. So I understand this organization. That's just what I'm trying to say. As much as a fan can. And so there's 3 important points here. One is both sides were cut and dry on this. You got the player side, the aging, legend side, which is cut and dry. I've given you discount my entire career. Now I'm 42. Now I want all the money. That makes all the sense in the world for Brady.
Right.
Absolutely. Because it's his last big contract. Absolutely. From the organizational side, and particularly from Bill Belichick, who likes to cut early, which goes back to Garoppolo, then late, it, of course, makes 100% sense not to overpay an aging quarterback. Like, that makes 100% sense. The thing that made this so tricky was Robert Kraft and his relationship with Brady. That's what made this tricky. Now, on either side, if Belichick was empowered from the start, as we know, Brady would have been gone.
Right.
Garoppolo,
yes. Garoppolo would be the quarterback.
And would have been running the ship for 2 years.
Yes.
But Belichick wasn't empowered. That's the important piece to remember. He wasn't empowered in this.
No.
Brady would have been gone. That's been the whole problem. That's been the undercurrent this entire time. And so with Kraft essentially siding with Brady, that empowered Brady more. And Bill felt very threatened about this. The relationship issues were very real, Cyril. Very real.
No question.
That's all this was, because on any objective side, this is very simple. If Belichick and Brady were amicable in any ways, me and a bunch of people have been comparing it to a marriage. Like, when you're after a 20-year marriage, there's no marriage counseling, there's no trial separation. You're either going to stick this out or you're going to get divorced. It's one of the two.
Right.
We're not doing this middle thing. So if it was amicable, they could have easily found a way to get it together. In terms of Brady had been giving the Patriots a cut.
Right.
It would make sense if he was amicable with Belichick, who is, as we know, the Lord of everything, player personnel-wise there, then it would make sense that those two would be able to get together, make nice, and bring him back for the final 2 years. If Belichick is fully empowered and he sticks to who he is as a coach and as a personnel person, then it would make sense that he would cut Brady and wouldn't think about it. We wouldn't be having this debate and conversation. The fact that we were and the fact that this is gemmed up is all about relationship. And Robert Kraft in the middle of that.
No, Kraft, listen, Kraft.
He had to make a choice.
Yeah, we know Kraft.
Belichick or Brady.
You think Belichick, so you think Belichick, you think that Kraft, that Belichick basically said, choose between him and me?
No, I think Kraft made the choice.
Okay, so you think Kraft? Okay, so Kraft is saying, "Hey, I feel like this coach. I feel like Belichick can coach for another 5, 6, 7 years, but as in comparisons to this 42-year-old quarterback who's on the decline."
Well, you don't get this good without being pragmatic and being logical. What logically makes sense, Cyril? But what I mean is that Kraft was the one in the way. If we all can agree that Belichick was grooming Garoppolo,
Right.
This means Belichick was planning for this many years before this moment, correct?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
So, who made Belichick call Stanford? When was the last time Belichick ever picked up the phone and said, I want to give you this player. What do you want for him? When does that happen?
Now we can go back to that because I think Belichick.
There you go. And
I
that's so who made Belichick do that?
no Belichick. No, he. I think Belichick that he made Belichick make that trade, but Belichick for what
Kraft
for
did.
how yeah Kraft
Kraft did.
no Kraft made him trade him, but it wasn't necessary to San Francisco. I think Belichick did that out of. I think Belichick did that out of spite in
It
terms of
was.
what they
I mean,
got.
no. Kraft said trade. Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of what
Belichick,
they. I'm
what
not.
I'm
No, no, no,
saying
no. I'm
is,
talking
when
about
does
someone.
Belichick call somebody and say,
Call right.
here's the person?
Yes.
Kraft
Yes.
said trade him. Belichick, yes, he did that out of. Yeah, the way he did
The
it,
way he did it
he
was out of
did it his
spite.
way.
Yes. Yes. Because he could have got way more, a lot
But
more for him.
that's all of that is even beside the point because we're here now. So here's the point: if Kraft would have chose Brady, Brady would be
Still
there.
be there. Okay. Got you. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So what Kraft did, of course, he didn't come out in the media and go, "I choose Belichick over Brady." Of course not. He just got out of Belichick's way.
Way. Yep. Yes.
He just said, "Belichick,
It's your
I will
decision.
allow you to continue running things as you normally run
What?
them
Yes.
as it pertains to Brady."
Yep.
Brady was the only one that Bill Belichick couldn't do what he wanted to do with. And for the most part, of course, he didn't want to trade him for the longest, of course. But, when push came to shove at that time of cutting too early rather than late, Kraft couldn't be on board with that with Brady. And so,
Yeah. I think. Yeah. I think that's. I think Kraft. I mean, again, Kraft makes it seem. Kraft. Kraft makes it seem like that this was a Brady decision, and he's a billionaire for a reason, and he
of
knows
course, they're going to spend it that way.
he spent it like this was a Brady decision, and Brady wanted to go in a separate direction, different direction, but even to the point to where he said I expected when he made the call to see Kraft to go visit Kraft that he expected a deal to be made. So yeah, I think this was they were. It seems like they were. Kraft and Belichick were in. They finally agreed that now was the time. And to Kraft, look, and to the credit of Kraft, you got three more Super Bowls out. From 2014 on. So Kraft ended up being right from that standpoint of keeping Brady with the team versus Garofalo. I don't know. I don't know how many Super Bowls they would have
I
won
mean, and
with
see,
Garofalo.
this is where I appreciate your sports uh, acumen in terms of the pragmatic part of all of this. But what makes this so delicious for all of us in the AFC and the AFC East is to watch this fall apart as messily as it has fallen apart. Because while all of that sounds nice, these are actual people and these are actual personalities, and so that doesn't sit well with Belichick. He didn't have the ability to do what he wants.
Oh no,
And you see that in their relationship. You've seen it in that relationship. And you've seen it in this offseason. Brady has done nothing but throw shade at the Patriots. And by Patriots, I mean Bill Belichick. Let's keep it all the way real.
Right.
This is what I'm talking about. Throw shade at the Patriots, mess with them. That was the whole point in jumping out and releasing that press release, even before he was signed with anywhere, was to get ahead of them, was to get ahead of Belichick in the messaging. All these is jabs at each other. And the way that we know this is because the Patriots have never operated this way. And Brady's never operated this way. So that's what makes it so delicious, to see all of them so out of character. Yeah. They got rings, and there'll be plenty of time to talk about all that, but not today. Not right now. This is messy, and it was ugly, and nobody is better for it, and that makes me very sports happy. They are both worse off.
Oh, no question.
Because they couldn't get along.
No, there's no question about that. Like so yes, you go to Tampa Bay. Right, they're not a Super Bowl team. We both in agreement with that.
No,
They're not a Super Bowl team. And if you're Bill Belichick right now, you're stuck with Statham, a fourth round quarterback
doesn't matter. Don't
who,
even care. Yep,
yeah,
doesn't even matter.
it
Not
doesn't
Tom Brady.
does
I'm
he's not
sorry,
Tom
not
Brady.
Tom
Yes,
Brady.
no, you don't have a quarterback right now. You don't have a quarterback. So yeah, no, they
Me and my brother were talking, and then like I was reading an article by the defensive players they resigned. They have the oldest defense in the league. What the players don't have players. The Patriots don't have a dynamic player on their entire roster.
Gilmore, Stephon Gilmore is the. You talking about defensively or
I
offensively?
mean, Stephon Gilmore was the Buffalo Bill. I know Gilmore. I know him. I
He was a
stand by
defense
what
he was
I
a
say.
defensive player of the year this year. Like
I understand.
he's a
I
dynamic.
understand. I get it. And he was on. And my team. And the Bills drafted him, and I watched him develop in Buffalo, and I watched him going to New England and win Defensive Player of the Year. I stand by what I say.
He's not
I do. There ain't no Gilmore Allen, Cyril.
No, I mean
Let's keep it all the way real. Keep it all the way real. I stand by what I say, but I'm not here to talk about how good he is or is not. I'm not. I really am not. The Patriots have the oldest defense in the league, and there's nothing about their offense, not even scare you now, that even remotely gives you any intimidation.
no.
So, we've all been there. You've been there with your teams. I've been there with my teams. When you have great players, and then it goes away.
And it happens quickly.
They just gonna have to lift it.
What do you
It's
think?
hard. It's the hard part. You did all that winning, and it's great while it's happening. Now this is the rest of our time to be joyous. You had your run, and it was a long run, but it's over now.
No, the run is over. What about Belichick? You don't think that Belichick relishes this? That he looks forward to saying, like, I can win
Sure, he
without
can
him.
relish it all he wants, but you still need players. His whole system relied on having a dominant quarterback. That's how you can make not only a dominant quarterback, but a dominant superstar quarterback who's willing to take pay cuts. Ask the Spurs how that's working out for them.
That's a good point. It has not. It has not since Duncan
Right?
retired.
Like that doesn't even more than the talent, that aspect doesn't come around a lot.
No, never.
You may get another superstar quarterback, but they're going to want $250
Yeah,
million
they're gonna take all the money. Yeah,
at a certain point.
yeah, they're gonna take it.
Yeah.
They're taking every single dime. Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like that. I mean, like more than anything, these are the two. And I'm going to shoot me into doing the credit Brady thing. But these are the two biggest things I'll give Brady credit for. How hard he worked, because he was not initially great. I mean, that's well documented.
No.
We were all there. He was not initially great. Let's keep it all the way real there. But he worked hard. He worked hard and he was relentless. So I give him all the credit in the world. He made himself great in that aspect. And he was a team first person at the most valuable position in sports. That's doing a lot. That's doing a lot. There's not, I mean, like as we can see, Drew Brees refuses to take any less, which is his right, which is absolute right. But that you don't see that happen. And that allowed them to sustain the dominance. Like you can have groups of chances, but to have a 20 without Brady taking those pay cuts continuously, or not demanding top dollar, of not demanding that he has, Hall of Fame talent around him, or getting upset when there isn't Hall of Fame talent around him, for all those years.
Yeah, I got some pushback.
And,
I'm tired. I'm tired of that.
The main thing is the pay cut. Sorry, I'm starting to get off track. The main thing is the pay cut. Those are two things I'll give Brady ultimate credit for: his work ethic and to make himself that great, and taking the pay cut to allow the Patriots to sustain that dynasty. But them days is over. That ain't happening again. So I get your point. Belichick can be as motivated as he can be. Can he build another contender? Absolutely, of course. But ain't nothing like that coming around again.
No, no. I think that I mean,
So again, that's why it's called the celebration.
so you as a Bills fan,
I
are
was very excited by yesterday. I was. I was.
you because
I
no
was. I was
because
very
I
excited.
mean they say life is timing. This happens, and you as a Bills fan, your team coming off a playoff appearance, and you
Yeah, and you know me, I lean more pessimistic, but here's the big thing in terms of my feeling with the Bills. For whatever reason, we were just terrified of the Patriots. Like at least Miami, no matter how bad their season
they would
was,
fight. They would fight.
would get up for the Patriots
Yeah.
and fight them. We would either beat mentally before the game started, or we would wilt in the fourth quarter, and they would beat us. So the Patriots were they were absolutely the megaton bomb that we just could not do anything about every single year. So it's just a breath of fresh air in that, and then the rest of the playoff contenders, because I would have easily, you asked me this 2 weeks ago, Bills be in the playoff next year, I'm probably at 20-80 now.
You gotta be like
2
70.
weeks
You
ago,
gotta be
just because
70%
I'm
now.
pessimistic.
You gotta be at least
in nature.
78%.
I'm pessimistic in nature. I'm not doing that. I'm not even having that conversation right now. We're not doing that. But I watched the Titans give Ryan Tannehill $114 million and lowball Derrick Henry. So I can scratch them right off the playoffs right now. Bye-bye, Titans. And then I watched Houston trade away Hopkins. So I'm scratching Houston right off. They don't win that game without Hopkins against us. They do not win that game without Hopkins. As great as Watson was, he needed Hopkins to be equally as great. They don't win that game without Hopkins. So I'm scratching them off the playoff list, or at least teams I'm worried about seeing in the playoffs. So that's two gone, and then Brady leads the Patriots. Oh yeah, I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good.
Look at the landscape.
I can't even pessimist myself out of this.
You have
I'm
one.
feeling good.
No, you have one certainty in the AFC right now. That's Kansas City. We know they're going to be good.
Yeah.
We know they're going to be good.
Yeah. Oh no.
But
New England being out of the picture or less than in any way gives everybody's breathing the breath of fresh air. Everybody is. Everybody is.
Yeah, I mean, I think the AFC is.
People last year had to convince themselves that the Patriots are no longer themselves, but now you don't even have to convince yourself. Now you're looking at that. You're looking at them on your schedule and going, we can beat them.
Yeah.
We're better than them. We have more talent than them. Like, it's not like you don't have to psych yourself into that. And I feel like a lot of teams had to psych themselves into that, especially last year when it was obvious they weren't who they were for a while. But yeah.
You brought up
So a lot of teams are breathing fresh air, and there's blood in the water. And I actually remember that on a much lesser scale when the Bills, when we lost Kelly and everybody like that. You know, of course, he never did the dominance of the Super Bowl run, but we were pretty dominant in the AFC.
No, you dominated the AFC for a good 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
And then, so like once that was gone, everybody takes your shots at you. They come for your neck because you've been drumming them for so many years. So, yeah, everybody's not only are they breathing breath of fresh air, but when it's time to suit up, they're gonna be chomping at the bit.
No, they're gonna take
that season when Belichick was running up the score. Oh yeah.
Oh no, they're gonna take some.
Oh yeah, everybody was taking notes.
Yeah,
everybody was remembering. Everybody's remembering.
Yeah, they're gonna take some beatings. They're gonna take some beatings.
Yeah, you can do it then. Yeah, nope, absolutely, you can do it then. Everybody's professional, absolutely. Everybody gets paid. There's no pity parties, but payback, so you know what. So
you're talking about so
there's gonna be plenty of people licking their chops to pay back the Patriots.
You brought up the DeAndre Hopkins trade. What was lost and rightfully so in some of these in terms of all this with the Tom Brady and the Patriot talk with these all these other free agent deals that came across the board, and especially some of these trades. Can you even remotely try to explain the DeAndre Hopkins
No,
trade?
no, no. That's why I'm scratching them off the playoffs. I'm just scratching them off. No. I have to go to like conspiracy theories to explain things like that. It's like Bill O'Brien wants to get fired. Like literally, like that's the space I have to go because it makes no sense. It makes no sense at all.
Did you? Did
And
you?
for what they got, Duke Johnson.
Yeah, David Johnson. Yeah, who by the way, who couldn't beat out.
JC.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you forgot his name. Yeah,
yeah,
that's how bad he's been for the
yeah,
last 3 years. You don't even remember his first name. Yeah,
yeah,
who by the way, who couldn't beat out Kenyon
yeah,
Drake for who couldn't beat out
yeah,
Kenyon Drake last
yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah. It makes no sense. At least, and look, I mean, and it makes it even worse. You saw we gave up for Stephon Diggs.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at least Minnesota got a first round, 4 picks, a first round,
Yeah,
this
you didn't
first
even
is
get a first round pick, a second round pick.
yeah, second and a fourth.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then that's why I say I just got to go to he wants to get fired. Like, I got to go to conspiracy stuff because it makes no sense. It makes no sense. If anybody tries to make it make sense, I don't even understand you.
Yeah. I mean, and that's a guy who Bill O'Brien, who put up has had some decent years as a head coach, been in the playoffs, but should not be a general manager along with being a head coach. I don't know what like that. I
The
just
list of quarterbacks he has had to play for is shameful. And the numbers he has put up,
yeah, no, ridiculous.
that's on like Chris Carter level.
Yeah, no,
Just like in terms of just like
he's a top
putting up
receiver.
fantastic numbers in spite of just having.
Horrible quarterbacks. Yeah, he's
Oh
absolutely.
man,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
trying
had
not to be disparaging, but nowhere near Pro Bowl talent at
no.
that position.
I mean,
Let's just say that.
up until this
Deshaun
year,
Watson.
well, up until Watson, yeah, up until Watson. But prior to that, for the majority of his career,
Yeah,
he did not have a quarterback whatsoever. And again, if I'm Deshaun Watson, I'm like, what? Like, I can't even.
yeah. Why? What are you doing? What are
Yeah,
you doing?
I don't. I mean,
Like, why is this happening?
yeah, I can't imagine what he's thinking right now, losing one of the best receivers who, by the way, was on a good contract. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins contract.
Yeah, no, none of it makes sense.
It does no.
None of it makes sense.
How about these
You're not supposed to take weapons from your future, you know, the
franchise
quarterback of your future. You're not supposed to take. You're supposed to add weapons, not
Yeah.
take them away.
especially before he's signed a big
And
contract?
not only the best receiver, but the receiver he has the most rapport with.
Right. Yeah. No. And not for what they like. Not for what they got for him. If they got multiple picks, and I know this is supposed to be this draft is to be a wide receiver heavy draft, but they didn't get a first round pick for him. So a lot of those receivers are going to be gone. Before they get a chance
And
to
let's
pick.
keep it all the way real. Has Bill O'Brien been known to be like a draft guru?
No.
Jimmy Johnson, he is not.
No.
So,
No.
yeah.
No.
If somebody else does that, maybe, but nah, not you. You don't get to trade away DeAndre Hopkins with the thought process of I can identify equal talent in the draft because you haven't shown that ability.
How about
If
these?
we're keeping it all the way real.
How about these other quarterbacks? Live veteran quarterbacks. We mentioned Phillip Rivers. I didn't like the move signing Rivers. I thought Rivers is shot. Like I'm looking at Rivers with.
Yeah,
I didn't like that move for Indianapolis. I thought they'd been better off with Brissett than having Rivers. Myself.
yeah,
1 year,
yeah.
25
That doesn't make
million.
sense.
They have a stack. The team is stacked. Besides everywhere except quarterback. I mean, you look at Indianapolis, great offensive line. They trade for DeForest Buckner, put him next to Darius Leonard. Great running game. I mean, they're a championship team outside of quarterback. So I don't know what to expect out of Rivers. I mean, Rivers was horrible last year, and they had in San Diego had time.
Yeah, And I would dispute that they're a championship team. They have good pieces.
No.
It takes a lot more to be a championship team that has good pieces.
No.
But
No. That team. Wait a minute. That team is no defensively, offense. That offensive line is one of the best in the league, and defensively they're gonna.
Yeah.
No,
All those things can be
no,
absolutely true, but they're still a sum of parts. That's not a Super Bowl team yet.
If I put a capable,
that's not a Super Bowl
oh,
team.
that absolutely is a Super Bowl with a quarterback. If I put Deshaun Watson on that team, if I put a top 10 quarterback on that team is a championship team. Those other pieces that they have, where are they weak at?
Yeah, it just takes more to be a Super Bowl team than just to have a bunch of pieces.
No.
That you like. But
They have a great. Hold on. No. They have a great offensive line.
For nothing because they don't have a competent quarterback.
That's my point. That's what I'm telling you. They don't have.
They don't have a quarterback. They don't have a competent quarterback. That's the point.
That's my point. That's what I'm trying to say. He does not put them over the top. Yeah, I'm saying though. I'm saying
not check that box at all.
No, that's I think we're arguing the same thing. That's my point. That's what I'm saying. If you put a competent quarterback, that team would be a championship caliber team.
I know what you want to say, but here's what I'm saying: is like it's just null and void because they don't have a competent quarterback. So we don't even have to go down that road because it's not reality. Because you're absolutely right. It doesn't make any sense to sign Phillip Rivers. You know, Phillip Rivers has even at his best, we know what he is. His ceiling is the AFC Championship game. And he's nowhere near his best. So, yeah. His ceiling is not going to get you very far. As a matter of fact, in a lot of ways, he's going to shoot your team in his foot. So,
what'd you think about?
It'll be one of those seasons where Rivers will just be trying to see if he can make it through the year.
Yeah, chances are he doesn't finish the year as their quarterback. I would bet on.
That's gonna and that like Tom Brady. Go back, take it to Tom Brady. Here's the other thing about going to a new team is those fans don't care about you like the team you were with for 15, 16, 17, 18 years. So ain't nobody gonna have patience for Rivers throwing 3 interceptions in a game, throwing it up just for no reason to the other. Those players aren't going to have that much like, oh, he's a fighter. That he's yelling at me after he misdiagnosed the blitz and got crushed. Like, ain't nobody gonna give you those passes anymore. So yeah, both of them will see that very soon. Your name will carry so much. It got you the money, and that's great, but it ain't going to get you much else than that. Your play is going to have to carry you the rest of the way.
How about Bridgewater to Carolina and Cam Newton out? What do you think about that situation?
I mean, we knew Cam Newton was gone.
Right.
So the young boy who was back, like who they thought they were in love with, I'm blanking on his name.
I know you're talking about.
Was not the answer.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just blanking on his name and it doesn't matter because he's not the answer.
No.
So they had to sign Bridgewater. I like that. I like Bridgewater. I want Bridgewater to get another chance. He was solid. I don't know if that was his ceiling that we saw. I suspect it's probably his ceiling, but he's earned the right for another starting team.
Newton end up like what type of team? What were you?
Before Rivera got to Washington, I actually liked him for Washington. I don't know. This one's challenging. I mean, like, here's how it's been. If I were Cam, I would want to take my time to view the landscape and see what happens. Meaning, on a championship level team, if they're desperate for better quarterback play, i.e. 49ers, i.e. Minnesota, i.e. uh, possibly like the Bears, and either their quarterback is really screwing it up or, knock on wood, gets injured, then I'll wait for that situation. I'd rather wait for that situation than to sign, whatever with the Jets.
So the teams that are looking for a quarterback, I would say will be. So Cincinnati's going to draft Joe Burrow more than likely. He's to be number one pick.
Yeah, Cincinnati's drafting number one. They're
Yeah,
taking
Burrow from LSU.
uh
Joe Burrow.
yeah, LSU.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I can see him on Washington.
Miami would be the next one, and Tua.
My
Tua's the
yeah,
wild card.
I think my yeah two I think Tua is going high. I think I can't see Tua going past fifth. I don't. I think
I've
somebody.
always had him pegged for Miami. I think that's why they initially tried to throw the season because that's who they had I identified. So I've always had him pegged for Miami. I just don't know what the medical reports are saying.
Yeah,
That's what we don't know.
No. I think he. I mean, he was cleared the last couple weeks ago. He was cleared medically.
I can see Cam in Miami. To be honest with you,
Miami.
That's actually I can see that. I can see that on all parts. Cam would love going to Miami. He would take the however $100 million plus contract they would throw at him to just be down there and not win any games, but
I see. I don't think
be the focal point of their offense.
I think with the injuries that he's had, that he's going to have to he's going to. I don't think he's going to get big money. I think I only think he'll get a lot of money. To be honest with you, I think wherever he goes is going to be like a.
Ryan Tannehill got 4 years.
Yeah, but Ryan Tannehill. I understand that, but Ryan Tannehill was coming off.
Don't be but it's Ryan Tannehill.
No, it's yes, but Ryan Tannehill.
That's why I can immediately scratch Tennessee off the playoff list.
Ryan Tannehill. I'm not saying Ryan Tannehill was good. I'm telling you, Ryan Tannehill was coming off a season where he led a team to the playoffs.
Ryan Tannehill's a bum. He is a bum.
Right. Cam Newton's coming off 3 injury seasons. Cam Newton's coming off. Cam Newton's coming off a lot of injuries right now.
And that's why initially Miami would throw that much money at him. By the way, Miami.
You think Miami?
They're a horrible franchise, horrible run franchise. They would throw that much money at him easily. They would in a heartbeat. But that's why I framed it the way that I did. That if I were Cam Newton, I wouldn't do that. I would wait for a team to get desperate, and a team that had a chance to win to get desperate. That's what I would wait for.
I see you're a lot higher on Cam right now than I am as far as his. I don't think he has a lot of leverage. I just don't think Cam Newton. I just don't think the Cam Newton stock is not high right now. Like I just don't.
No. I get what you're saying, and that's why I would wait. But
he might not have no choice but to wait.
I will absolutely go. Cam Newton is better than Ryan Tannehill, and
yes,
that's not even a point in an argument.
No.
For me, and so that's what I mean. Like I could easily see someone like Garoppolo taking huge steps backwards after his playoff performance, and Kyle Shanahan getting really frustrated with Garoppolo and or a major injury. That's what I said. Honestly, that's probably what you would wait for if you were Cam Newton, because odds are somebody goes down in a position that is favorable, and then if that happens, if you're a team that has championship aspiration or playoff aspirations, if Cam Newton's sitting there, you're not going to take a look at Cam?
Yeah, you are. You have to. You have to.
There you go. That's why I say that's why I would play it. That's how I would play it if I were Cam.
What if New England came up to Cam was like, we'll give you 1 year, $15 million.
They wouldn't do that. To your point, that's just not Belichick. He would never do that. If New England came sniffing after Cam, then I am worried because that means we have overstated his
decline
injury situation.
Okay.
So unless we've overstated it, then New England's not doing it. If New England does do it, then I'm worried. Then I'm really worried. So I'm like, we didn't do our due diligence on how injured prone Cam is.
How about Foles to Chicago?
Who to Chicago?
Nick Foles went to Chicago.
You say Foles?
Yeah, he got traded to Chicago.
I don't care about Foles. No, I don't care about Foles.
No, I'm saying, what did you think about that deal?
Yeah. As you can, meh. I mean, it's more. It says more about
Trubisky.
Yeah, whose name I'm not going to have to remember in a few years. It says more about their confidence in him than anything else.
Yeah.
Foles is not getting the Bears to the championship.
No.
So nobody's worried about that.
No.
But yeah, that just that Trubisky. And that, I mean, like, honestly, that's the team that it would be interesting to see if Cam landed on. That would be the team.
Yeah, I'm surprised Chicago didn't. Well, I shouldn't be surprised because Chicago's not well run themselves.
Yeah, they're Chicago.
They're Chicago. Yeah, that would be that. I mean, yeah, that would be.
They're Chicago, and their coach. What's the coach's name? Why am I blanking on everybody right now? Because I've been thinking about New England for 48 hours. But who's the coach's name in Chicago? I'm blanking on him.
I'm blanking on him too. Yeah, I'm definitely blanking.
Well, it doesn't even matter because what I'm saying is everything's about his offensive system. So you bring Cam in, you are changing your offense to fit what he does.
Yeah, Nagy.
Yeah, Nagy's not going to do that. It's all about his system. That's why he's frustrated with Trubisky so much because Trubisky can't run his system.
Yeah, I think Cam would make a lot of sense.
It makes sense. He wouldn't bring him in. Nagy's not going to be long for head coaching anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Now Cam is interesting. I still think Cam. I think if Cam is healthy, I still think he got some gas left in the tank. The question is health. I don't think he's done all the way. I think because he actually before the injuries was playing well before those series of injuries came up. So I'm not ready to give up on Cam as far as like I think this guy is done. I mean, I think we've seen I think we've seen the best of him. Like, I don't think he'll ever be as good as he was his MVP season. I'm confident in saying that. I think
Kyle Shanahan would have fun with Cam Newton. He would have a lot of fun with Cam Newton.
That'd be an interesting matchup. I'm not Garofalo. I think you. I'm fine with Garofalo right now. You're down with Garofalo?
I didn't say you were. No. I'm just saying if Garofalo
seriously
continues
regress.
his descent in the playoffs, like that would be the kind of like how Jared Goff took steps back this year,
right?
Like if you see that from Garoppolo, or if Garoppolo gets injured, and Garoppolo is not proven to be the most healthiest quarterback in the world.
Right.
So just in terms of somebody who could adjust to Cam Newton, because that's again, it's injury, but more important than injury right now, as the offense, you have to redesign your offense. Cam just can't slide into any offensive system. So you need somebody who's capable of that to be able to reconfigure their offense to get. Like, there's no point in bringing Cam in if you're not going to use him as Cam Newton.
No, that's a waste. No.
Yeah, so you need an offensive mind that's capable of doing that. And the ideal offense for Cam is one that wants to run heavy ball, that wants to run the ball heavy. What better offense than San Francisco? That's what I mean.
Yeah, no, it's a perfect fit.
But you're right. They're going to stick with Garoppolo for as long as they possibly can.
Yeah, the NFL. I
because
mean,
Minnesota's not going to let go of Kirk Cousins.
no, he just signed an extension. Yeah, no, he
They're
just
going to they're going to die on that hill.
Kirk Cousins. Oh, Kurt, Captain Kurt. Captain.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I like Kirk Cousins, but yeah, he's only there's a we know there's a ceiling. We know there's a ceiling. We understand.
There you go.
We
There's one.
know we know there's a ceiling. We know, yeah, you better have every great offensive line, great defense, great running game, and even still with that, there's still a ceiling. Yeah, yeah, he would be. Yeah, I said, yeah, Cam was going to play next year. It's just a matter. Cam is definitely going. Cam will be playing somewhere next year, and he'll be starting somewhere. I don't see Cam. Cam is not a backup. I don't think he would even ever accept a backup's role, which he shouldn't. So I think Cam. I think he's going to. I think without question he will play next year. Um, I like Cam in Pittsburgh. I know, depending on, I mean, speaking of health, I mean, we don't know what Roethlisberger is going to look like moving forward. So,
Yeah, but again, you gotta have somebody that's going to be able to fit that offense to him. You cannot just slide Cam in there.
no. I mean, I think Tomlin would. Tomlin, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Come
No,
on,
probably not. Probably
come on.
not. No, yeah, Tomlin would. Yeah, Tomlin believes in his system too, and believes in that, like fitting.
And as insecure as Ben is,
Yeah,
nah.
no, that's true. Yeah, no, I could. Yeah, I not. Yeah. What about Jameis Winston? Where do you see him ending up? Famous Jameis.
You know what? If it was left up to me, James would be playing in his league. But given that it's not left up to me, what would we say? Miami. I like him in Miami.
As a backup. As a
Stay in
backup.
Florida. They'll throw a bunch of money at him to throw a bunch of interceptions. I'm not doing this with people. Like, you cannot forgive somebody that throws 30 interceptions.
No,
you can't forget that.
No. I mean,
You can't forget that. And so many people forget that.
No.
And it's unforgivable.
It's unforgivable. No.
To me.
No.
No. I wouldn't give him a nickel. He'd be on a pay by play contract.
I mean, I wouldn't. He wouldn't be my starter.
Like
I would take him.
So,
I would take him as a backup. I'll take him as a backup because you can never have.
I'm not taking him for nothing.
You don't want. So you don't
All
want
he
him.
does is throw interceptions. I'm not. No. Nope.
You don't want.
Nope. I want Jameis Winston nowhere near my team now. With that being said, watch him land on the Bills when I'm frustrated.
You don't want him nowhere near.
Yeah,
You don't want him nowhere near
he's
your
a backup
franchise.
or he's in somewhere like Miami.
So you basically saying he's going to do something
That's
stupid.
it. I expect him to do something stupid. I mean, if I know them, who are the other teams that need quarterbacks? That desperately need quarterbacks? Because when you talk about James, you're talking about desperation now.
So
I mean, the idea you bring Brady in there and you have Brady help Jameis out. So I don't know why you would. I don't know why you wouldn't try. Like, is Jameis done in Tampa?
I think that ship is sailed.
Was his contract up? I just didn't.
No, his contract was up.
Like,
His contract was up. Yeah, his contract was up. So.
It is up. Okay, all right.
So
then, then it's what team is desperate for a quarterback, and if it's not one of those teams, of course it'll be backup. But I don't even think most of those teams would choose him. That's why I keep pegging everybody from Miami.
Yeah, I mean
Denver's another slot.
Denver, yeah, it's a possibility, but Elway. It's not like Elway's been the greatest as far as choosing quarterbacks.
He hasn't.
So I definitely
not even remotely.
So
not even remotely.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
Miami, of course. You have. I'm looking at some of these teams. Detroit maybe as a backup with Stafford being as injury prone as he's been. Jacksonville really doesn't have a quarterback. I mean, who's Jacksonville's quarterback right now?
Yeah, Jacksonville.
So I mean, somebody like Jameis,
But you just went through
some of the worst.
all those years with uh
The dude now, I know who you're talking about. Not Gabbert. I know you're talking about though.
you know.
The dude that took him to the championship, AFC championship. I know, y'all know you're talking about.
See, this is what happens when you've got 2 40-year-olds trying to remember things. That's why we need scripts. That's why scripts and all this stuff. With people whispering stats in here because the memory stays. Whoever that is, especially trying to remember bums. This is hard. But they went through all those years with him. Brought in Nick Foles, and so but the big knock on not Nick Foles, but the quarterback before him was the turnovers.
Yeah.
And so you gonna bring a turnover machine in there?
Yeah. No, no. I mean, but it is Jacksonville. So it's just nothing would surprise me. And I'm looking at their quarterbacks now. Blake Bortles. Yeah, they had all those years with,
That's right.
with Blake. Yeah, Blake Bortles.
That is right. Wow. I ejected him from my memory. I had him on my fantasy team 1 year. Hated every second of it.
No, that dude.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
Yep.
Blake Bortles. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think they want to go down that route again.
Nor should they. Nor should they. But again, there's such a bad. The thing of the recurrent theme of this is there's so many bad franchises. None of these moves would even remotely surprise us. Like there's so many bad franchises. I mean, you know, even with Indianapolis choosing Phillip Rivers, I thought Indianapolis over the last couple of years have done a good job at rebuilding their team with some of the draft picks they have made. But now, I mean, really, Phillip Rivers. So it's yeah, James will end up somewhere. He'll end up somewhere. He's going to somebody will pick him
he'll
up.
definitely end up. He doesn't. He can't just wait and pick. Yeah. No. He'll be somewhere.
No, he'll end up somewhere. Do you think, to kind of shift gears a little bit, do you think what happened, what transpired yesterday with the 4 Brooklyn Nets testing positive for coronavirus, do you think that puts a nail in the coffin for the NBA season?
Yes, absolutely. I think the nail was already there, but yes, yes. You can't have no. You can't have you can't have Kevin Durant. Yeah, that's just. You can't be the reason as a league why you're putting you're putting players in jeopardy. You just can't be that. So yeah, it's an easy decision. You shut the season down and then you only reopen it when it's the all clear from the government.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think that.
There's no way you take this personal. There's no way you take that responsibility.
Yeah, there's no reason to. There's no reason to at this point. Now, Adam Silver did an interview earlier this evening. And he's going. I mean, he's not going to say that, but he's still, basically saying it's, it's a waiting game, and we're not all things to be on the board. Everything is, Rachel Nichols was interviewing. He was asking about that. But she didn't ask that question, by the way. Does that put a nail in the coffin of the season? I don't think he would have answered it anyway. He wouldn't have gave a direct answer for that. He wouldn't have made that particular statement. But my thinking was, and I was holding out hope when I was talking to you and Chad Saturday. But when that came out, it was Kevin Durant. Season's over. I said to myself, season's over.
Yeah.
I said that.
Yeah.
Because now they're still waiting for results from the Lakers. Because the Lakers were one of I think the last team to play Brooklyn was the Lakers. So they're waiting for those results. So, no, I think the season is done. And, man, I don't, the question is, here's the question. When are we going to see sports again?
When are we going to see what?
When are we going to see live sports again?
Oh. When I think that what I said for the NBA holds true for pretty much all institutions, to be honest with you. But since we're specifically talking about sports, when the government gives the thumbs up sign, it says, "Yep, all clear. You got this thing completely 100% under control. This is how everybody knows it." That's when it'll be good. Because as an organization, why would you take that risk?
Yeah.
Why would you be the one to jump out on a limb and go out by yourself and be like, "Hey, everything's good. We're gonna try it," and then another case happens because you tried it like that? No, then you get all the blame. Everybody just sits back and waits and for the government to say everything's all clear. That feels like logical.
Yeah, I'm surprised now. NBA and NHL said that said the seasons are suspended, but baseball has said has said they're going to suspend it until mid May. So baseball hasn't come out.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't I, like baseball. Baseball seems like they have it in their minds that May is going to be the time where they can actually try to play. So I don't know why baseball hasn't said, hasn't been similar to the NBA and the NHL in terms of saying suspend it indefinitely until further notice. I think that would be an easy statement to come out. Um, so I don't understand that from that standpoint.
Yeah, everybody's having a hard time. All the leagues are having. I mean, we know what the real answer is. It's money.
Yeah,
We know what the real
yeah,
answer is.
yeah,
But besides that, everybody's having a hard time just wrapping their heads around closing. Like just everybody's just having a hard time wrapping their heads around it. But it's an inevitability.
yeah, yeah,
But the quick, easy answer is money. Nobody, as we know, and especially billionaires, do not like losing any money. So just seeing hundreds of millions of dollars walk out that door, or throw away into the fire, whatever the analogy you want to use, that's a tough pill. That's a tough pill for them to swallow.
yeah. Now they're gonna. I mean, they're gonna hold out to the to a point to.
Yeah.
They're gonna hold
I
out
mean,
to
it's
the
inevitability. It's an
point.
absolute inevitability.
Yeah, they're gonna
But
hold out to the point of no return, to the point to where they can't hold out. They're gonna hold out until it's like, oh.
yeah,
So I mean, baseball has a luxury of not luxury, but baseball, the season's longer. They'll be the last. I mean, they'll be the last ones to hold out. Um, Out of those sports that start in the spring or continue in the spring, baseball will be the last holdout per se. Assuming that this is going to be calmed down in time for football. I'm talking just baseball, out of the baseball, basketball, and the hockey. It seems like baseball is going to be, without question, out of those three, the last two hold out. Out of those three, considering how long the season is. What have you been doing on your rewatchable list as far as shows?
uh, so I I told you like I was gonna start a kind of quote unquote not premium, that's not the word. It is prestige, like the prestige shows.
Right.
So I've just kind of started with a short rotation first. So I'm doing Breaking Bad and Sopranos.
Okay.
So that's just where I started. We're only on day two.
Yeah, I've been Breaking Bad and Boardwalk Empire.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah,
Very nice.
so yeah, those cannot go wrong with either one of those shows. I don't know, and for whatever reason, I have not gone back and watched The Sopranos a lot. For whatever reason, I just haven't.
Yeah, do that. Treat yourself. It's a good show.
No, I mean
It's good.
no, I know it's a great show. I know it's a great show, but I have not. Yeah, I know it's a great show, but
Yeah, treat that. That's a good rewatch. You'll enjoy it.
yeah, no, I eventually. I mean, depend. Eventually, we'll get to it. Eventually, I'm sure they might have no choice but to get to it. the way the way things
Uh-huh.
with the way these prospects are going. But young people do not care. Did you see some of the comments from the spring breakers? They don't give a shit. They like they're like we've been playing. He's like we've been playing this trip for months. We're going on spring break. We don't care about catching corona. Young people was like whatever.
Yeah. Same people that was at the fire festival. Yeah, yeah. That's not smart. I'll just leave it at that. Not wise.
Yeah, young people just are like they out here. Miami, yeah, they are out here. I just wonder how
Uh-huh.
25-year-old us would react to something like this.
Uh well, we weren't as smart at 25 as
No,
we are now.
no,
So
that's what I'm saying.
I'll say that.
No,
I'll say that. And by smart, it's not. It has nothing to do with IQ.
it's not
I'm talking
intelligence.
about life
It's just
experience.
yeah,
Smart.
yeah, life
Yeah.
life smart. Yeah, yeah, like yeah. No, it's not IQ, but no, it's something It's I mean the country. I mean again, this is something that we've never dealt with as far as basically not so much don't come out your house, but basically in many ways, hey, don't come out your house.
Yeah, this is unprecedented on every level. There's an article that I'm looking at by CBS Sports that still has Cam Newton destined for your boys.
I can see that. I would. It would not. They're not. They are not high on Haskins at all. So I know that for a fact that they're not
No,
high.
I get that, but I just feel like because Ron Rivera was the one they benched him. I just feel like Ron Rivera isn't the biggest Cam Newton backer anymore.
Yeah.
I absolutely had him going to Washington before Rivera got there.
Got okay.
I just knew that's where he was going. It just seems from a distance. I could be wrong. Of course I could be wrong. It just seems from a distance like, wait, Ron Rivera's not really in Cam's corner because even when Cam came back, he let whoever that backup is. I wish we could get his name. Whoever that backup is, just be there and be weird, especially the closer you got to the goal line. Um, so
I
yeah,
don't.
it just seemed like, absolutely you keep him out as long as he's injured. But even when he came back and he's healthy and the quarterback started really dipping in his play, Cam never got a whiff of that starting job again.
Yeah.
I found that interesting, and that's why I was just like, him going to Washington, not so much of a guarantee anymore. But no, on the outside, I love him for Washington, to be honest with you.
Again, it would not. It would not at least be a surprise me. It would. It just wouldn't.
And you have a coach who understands how to use him. That honestly would be the most beneficial one. But again, like I said, it looked like Ron Rivera was not the most satisfied
Right.
with Newton's play. So that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just saw that we were just talking about, and I just saw that CBS article.
Yeah. Again, I know they're not high on. Again, I know they're not high on Haskins. They're talking about possibly.
No.
They're a candidate to take Tua. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
possibility. Now, I would take Chase Young.
Yeah, they're going to have to give up something to get there.
No, they wouldn't have to give up anything. What are you talking about? They have the second pick. He has the second
Oh,
pick.
that's right.
Yeah, no,
You're right.
yeah,
Sorry. I
yeah,
don't know. Nope, you're right.
yeah,
I was thinking number 15. You're right. It doesn't even matter what I was thinking. You're right. They won't have to give up nothing.
yeah. So they're in the candidate. They're a candidate for Tua as well. No, the Cam. It didn't end well with him and Cam. But I think a lot of that was the ownership. A lot of that was with the ownership. I think. I don't think. I'm not necessarily thinking that. I think at that point Rivera didn't have too much power. At that point, I think that to be honest with you, I think I think that quarterback playing was a lot. It was getting a lot of pressure from the ownership and the front office to play that quarterback. So I could see a situation where him and Cam's relationship was not that didn't end wasn't as bad as we may think it was, and ownership and I'm talking about ownership in Carolina and their front office didn't like wasn't was done with Cam and done with Rivera for that matter. So I could see him going. I could see him being on Washington. I definitely, because I don't know how much patience Rivera. I see with the NFL now. These guys don't have. Owners are not patient. We know owners are not patient. We know coaches are not patient. So I don't know.
No,
I don't know if Rivera's going to wait for a Haskins or even for a Tua for that matter. So I definitely could see him going a veteran quarterback route. It wouldn't surprise me at all. So yeah, I mean, I would listen. I think you can get him at a relatively, you can get him below market value. I don't think you're going to have to pay the farm for the whole farm to get Cam Newton at this point. To be honest with you.
well, this that truly comes down to the relationship between him and Ron Rivera.
Right. No, that's all about that. No, that's all about the relationship
Yeah.
between him and Rivera.
So if he has a good relationship with Ron Rivera, it would make all the sense in the world for him to be there.
Yes. No, no. I mean, without question. No, I think that would be the fit. Rivera wants to run the football. They don't. I mean, they would have to change up their system. They didn't have a system, so there wouldn't be. It wouldn't be nothing to change up because they didn't have a system as far as offense goes last year. So that would be an easy fit for quarterback and
Yeah, and Gruden's gone.
yeah, group right.
Rivera's not. He doesn't hold. He doesn't hold that I'm an offensive guru
No.
title. So everything has to be the way I think it should be, and I shouldn't do anything to shift it to the personnel that I have.
No.
He's not that type of coach.
No.
So
No.
he wouldn't do that.
So you think getting back to Brady, you don't think this ends well in Tampa, even with Bruce Arians, even with the receivers
No.
they have.
No. No. History tells us this doesn't end well.
Yeah, I mean Peyton Manning. Yep. Favre.
I mean, no. Peyton Manning is one of the ones where it actually did. I'm thinking more of the Joe Namath, the Johnny Unitas.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah.
The Eric Dickerson, like that type of not ending well.
Right.
Manning's probably the best story. The other one after that would probably be Joe Montana with Kansas City. But, Manning actually, when he got to Denver, it was it was because of the injury and not because
His play. Not because of his play.
the definitive decline in his skills.
Right.
That happened 3 years later.
Yeah.
And it was a wrap.
Right.
So, yeah, as we know, and I mean, and it's not just if it was a bunch of robots. Maybe you slide talent in, or that, and all of that message. It's personality. He's going to be in a new city, new team, new players, people that don't, there is no Tom Brady way. And then on the flip side, Bruce Arians is going to have to start telling Tom Brady how to do things. And plus it's Bruce Arians. There's a lot. There's nothing about this says this is going to go great. Nothing about this. And that's how you know it was an emotional decision.
Yeah.
As most of these are. Like I said, the history's littered with all the athletes who just didn't know. Boxing is the most famous, right? Brady has all the money in the world. His wife has all the money in the world. The easiest solution is just to retire. He has nothing left to prove. He's the greatest quarterback of all time. All the Super Bowl, all the championships, everything. He has nothing at all to prove. The easiest decision is to retire. This is all emotional.
Yeah, I think from his standpoint, it is all emotion. I can see. I think from his standpoint, yeah, I,
And other players that made this point, if you can do it, and people still want you to do it because you'll never have this opportunity again. So I get it from that aspect. I do. I get it, but that doesn't mean it's going to end well. Like I get it. So if you're playing just for the passion of playing, that's fine, but it's not going to end well.
I mean, I still think he. I mean, I still think he wants to play. Like I think. I still think he has.
Yeah, of
He has,
course.
he has
No, no, no. You don't do the stuff that you do to be a football player because you don't want to play. Like that's not a thing. Um, this is just not a good situation. This is not an ideal situation for what we've known of Tom Brady. Now, if he just wants to be out there for the fun of it and just being with the guys and throwing the football around, God bless him. But that doesn't mean this is going to be a good situation. So that's what I mean. If if this is about him having fun, then enjoy it. I'll enjoy watching you lose while having fun. I'll enjoy all of that.
Yeah, I think I'm higher. Matter of fact, I don't think. I know I'm a little bit higher on them than you are. I'm
Good.
actually, I'm
You be
actually,
higher on them.
I'm actually intrigued.
You be as high on them as you want to be.
Actually intrigued by what I'm actually going to be intrigued in terms of watching them.
Honestly, that's why I said, like, I don't know what the contract numbers they gave him are versus how much ticket sales and like anything, like every, assuming nothing happens to the NFL season, how much ticket sales and all that. If for the Tampa Bay franchise, if you earn more by bringing him in, then by having full gates and everything that goes along with that, national media, blah, blah, like all of that. If that calculates to more what you're giving him, absolutely you do it. Because, yeah, it's must-watch TV for me. Oh, yeah, I will be watching every Tampa Bay game, and I would not have said that if Tom Brady was there. So I get it from Tampa Bay's perspective, absolutely. Um,
But
just
you don't
there's
think
no way,
you don't think they can contend out the
Terrell,
NFC,
you are a quarterback who is used to going to Super Bowls every year,
right?
which is like in itself, it's different. Like you're used to that. It is a step down in every conceivable metric to go to Tampa Bay.
Right.
It's just a step down. There's no metric where it's better.
No. No.
So that's what I mean. So I get it, passion, and I get it, like players and everything like that. But nah, and see, like this is.
But here's
look,
the thing. Here's the
I
thing.
gave Tom Brady some credit before. Now I'm gonna knock him hard.
All right, go ahead.
Because the argument, like everybody, the reason why once many years go past, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, when people look back and when people go, you know what? The reason we can't say Tom Brady's the best football player of all time, like if Jim Brown had 4 more Super Bowls along with all the championships, if Jerry Rice had 7 championships, if Montana had 7 championships, like that's the greatest football player. The reason why people won't say that about Brady is because there's nothing dynamic about him. Peyton Manning, for all of his flaws, was a living, breathing offense wherever he went. He was an offensive system wherever he went. When Brady gets to Tampa, he won't be that. So there's no 12-4 record coming, and and then like a break. None of that is coming. None of that is coming at all. Zero. Maybe there was a chance if he left in his prime to a different organization, maybe. But even there, as much credit as I give him for working hard, I also give equal amount of credit to the people developing him as well. It was 50-50. So yeah, there's nothing when Tom Brady steps on that field in a Tampa Bay uniform where I'll be like, ooh, I'm scared of what he's going to do. I'm just not. He won't have the same rapport with any of those players, any of those coaches that he had the benefit of in New England. It's just facts. So even though some of the skill position players will be better, he's less off from not being in New England.
Okay.
Both, and that's why I say it's just a win-win for us in the AFC East completely. It's a win-win because everybody's worse off except us. We're better for them. We're much better for them.
You are. You are. No, it's him getting him out the division, out the conference is absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no two ways about it.
Win.
Yeah. No.
Win. And on top of that, also, I debated if I was going to use this analogy, so I'm going to try to use it.
Go ahead.
Me and my brother are saying this.
Go ahead.
So it's like, Brady got out of a 20-year marriage,
right?
And it's like old man at the bar, right? Like he put on his best suit, he had all his rings shining. He went out and he thought he was going to be, his credit score is great, got a nice car, big old house, and he thought he was going to everybody was going to be looking at him. And then it was the end of the night, and there was only a couple of suitors left, and they weren't the best looking suitors, but they were the only ones that were there, which was Tampa and whoever.
Chargers,
yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
So those are the only two left. So Brady was humbled as well in this process. So that also said something. It wasn't like there was a bunch of teams running to go and try to grab Brady by any means possible. He chose Tampa Bay because Tampa Bay was the only one left at the bar, and it was the last call.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like that.
So let's not get this twisted.
No, it wasn't.
Let's not.
There was not a bunch of teams that were knocking down the door to get.
No, there were not.
There wasn't. It only takes one. All it takes is one. But to your point, yeah, all it takes is. But no,
but you're Tom Brady. Let's not do this. You're Tom Brady. That's not what he was expecting at all.
No. But I mean, there was talk around the league though that most teams felt that he was going back to assume that he was going back to New England.
Yeah, no, there was nobody wanting him to go to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
So that's just my point.
It's
not going to end well, and it's not going to end well because of all the very real reasons why it won't end well. Anything else is just people wanting to hold on to what Tom Brady was.
Yeah. The odds that, the history of the NFL says, especially with these quarterbacks, say it does not end well. And
no, these aren't even odds. It's a 30.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. I can't wait. I just can't. A world.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna enjoy this.
Yeah. And how about they're both struggling at the same time? How about if Tampa Bay and New England are like both 6-10, or 7-9? Oh God, yeah, nah.
I mean, honestly, Tampa's no threat to my team or anything at all. So honestly, I really don't care what Tampa does.
Right.
It's New England.
Yeah, it's New England.
That's gonna be the fun part of it. And like I said, I don't have any expectations that Tampa's going to be very good at all. So, whatever. And like I said, Merry Christmas. Go to the NFC, wherever Tampa Bay plays, and go have fun. I don't care. Literally, it's New England has fallen, and that is very, very. It's been a long time coming. And that's what I personally care about.
Yeah. No, it's over. It's without question.
Yep. It is over. It is over. Again, I'll just say, it is now this is my sport, just pure unadulterated. I'm taking all analysis or just pure happiness, just pure sports happiness. You could not knock that smile off my face yesterday, and I didn't know how it I didn't know how it felt. Honestly, I didn't. I didn't know it would make me that happy, but it did. It did because it's finally over. And on top of that, it made New England fans so sad. That made me even more happier. Oh, it was a beautiful sports fan day. It was a beautiful sports fan day for me.
All right, I got one last question for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it from a perspective of a New England sports fan. I'm not a New England sports fan, but I'm just you made me think about something when you brought that up. Who should they be blaming the most in terms of Brady's exit? Belichick or Kraft? Because it sounds they're all over
No,
Belichick.
there is nobody else. There's no or. It's Belichick.
So they should blame Belichick.
I mean, if you want to blame, like if you're assigning blame, again, he's a 43-year-old quarterback. This is a no-brainer in every sense of the match. Like, no, you do not overpay for a 43-year-old quarterback. Only horribly run organizations pay. Again, that's why Tampa's not a threat at all, because they're not a good organization. Only horrible organizations overpay for a 43-year-old quarterback. So if you want to blame Belichick, go ahead, but he's a 43-year-old quarterback. I don't know what to tell you.
So really, New England fans, you shouldn't be blaming.
The reality of the matter is, if both of them had a good relationship, then they would have been able to figure it out. So what this does is just let you know they did not have a good relationship. And both of them play equal parts into that. That's the simple reality of it. But if you want to blame somebody, like why is Tom not there, it is squarely Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick, guys.
He can't have all the control and then no responsibility on this. No, it's absolutely his responsibility. We know Kraft wanted to give Brady $60 million to play for another 2 years. We know Kraft didn't want him to go anywhere. We know Kraft forced Belichick to trade Garoppolo. Yep. We know all these things. So, no, it's not Kraft. Of course it's not Kraft.
Should be interesting. I can't. I wish the football season could start tomorrow. I just can't. I just cannot wait. I just can't.
Nah, because if it was starting tomorrow, it wouldn't start.
No, it wouldn't start. No,
it's actually.
Yes, you know.
Yes, it's actually in the football sense, it's good for football that it's not starting.
Yes,
early and soon.
No,
I don't. I want to live in this drama for a while. I do. I want to soak all this.
Okay.
I actually wanted it to go on longer, to be honest with you. But this was actually better than even I imagined, to be honest with you. Him going to Tampa Bay is beautiful. It's just, I could so good. It's so good on every level. So good. I want to in the sports sense, I want to live in this space. I don't want games played. I want everybody to stew in the fact that Tom Brady is a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. That's why I want everybody I want you to sit and wrap your minds around that. Think about that.
Yeah,
everybody think about that.
Think about yes. Tom Brady's a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
Tom Brady is a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Everybody just inhale that in and then just let it sit.
The worst organization in the NFL in terms of win percentage. Yep. Yeah.
Yep. That's them.
That is
those Bucks. Those Bucks have a 7-time Super Bowl. Oh, so good. It's so good. You can't write this stuff.
No, you can't. No, you can't. Great. You can't. The Yuccaneers. Oh no, you can't. You can't. Nah, it's no. Yeah, no, it's yeah. Now that I really think about it, like Tom Brady is a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Yeah.
Yeah. Doing that.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to take any joy away from the Tampa Bay fans. I'm not. because he's not going to throw 30 interceptions. But yeah, it's you're getting a 43-year-old quarterback. Yeah, yeah, should be interesting. Well, Rob Sapp, um, as always, this was entertaining. I'm happy to provide you an outlet, a platform to express your just bliss as a Buffalo Bills fan. I knew you. I could.
Yes,
I knew when you. I
yes.
knew when I text.
My sports glee. Yes,
I knew
I appreciate you.
when you responded with the text yesterday. I could feel how happy. I could feel it from the text. Like
Yes,
he's in a
yes.
very good place right now. And that this that
Sports wise, sports fandom, football sports fandom. Yeah, it doesn't get much better than yesterday.
yeah, yeah. All right, man. Be safe out here.
All right, yeah. You be safe. You be healthy, as
Uh,
well as everybody else.
no question.
Appreciate you.
All right. Later. Well, thanks to Rob Sapp for joining the program. We will be. I don't know the next. We might do a podcast tomorrow. Um, maybe, but if not, I will see you, or you will hear from me uh, this weekend. Again, you have plenty of content from the Real Deal podcast. We've done 3 podcasts in the last 2 days, so plenty of content to chew on for the next couple of days. Again, echoing the sentiments of one Robert Sapp. First of all, thank Robert Sapp for joining the program. Be safe out here. Heed the instructions of the doctors and medical people. Definitely a shout out to them as well, as they are, risking their lives, risking their health to save lives and take care of our nation. So definitely a salute to them. And take it easy. Take it easy. Enjoy some movies. Enjoy your families. I'm out.